Good morning. It is Monday, June 16th. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers who celebrated yesterday. Thanks for everything you do. Let's dive right into this week's Free Minute. This is everything you need to know as a nonprofit fundraiser about the week past and the week ahead. First off, despite a weekend of tumultuous news, the S&P 500 is up this morning, and the economic catastrophe that loomed so large in April seems to be averted, at least for now, as full-blown trade wars have been yet to realize. And so we're starting to see continued confidence in the stock market, which means higher DAFs, higher endowment gifts, and obviously more stock giving. Consumer sentiment in June also improved for the first time in 6 months. This was the latest sign that Americans' view of the economy is a little bit better. Um, we saw this in the University of Michigan's closely watched consumer index, came out on Friday, jumped 16% to 60.5. You don't need to know how those ratings work. And the big increase, it follows some steadiness in inflation and relatively muted inflation, about 2.6, I believe, in the latest readings. It is still down 20% from December 2024, but it is better than it has been for the last few months, which have been among the lowest levels in the 75-year history of the survey. The Financial Times did a deep dive on how Trump's big, beautiful bill might affect charities, in particular foundation giving. What it found is that more than 2,500 private foundations with more than $860 billion may be subject to higher tax if this passes as is. That would generate $16 billion in taxes over the next decade, relatively small, and yet may have a bit of a damper. There's some estimates that it could account for a 5 to 20% drop in annual spending by foundations. I personally think this is a little bit aggressive and will be more mild. It's also the case that if you believe that the economy will continue to thrive with the advances in technology, which I do, you will see significant capital gains that push far above the downside in excise tax. Although, of course, you would have more giving in the absence of that tax, of course. So we'll keep an eye on that and we'll let you know. Other things to note, I spent Friday at the AFP New York City fundraising day, which was a joy and great to see many of you. And it was so interesting to see that it felt like the three main topics that everyone wanted to talk about were AI, AI, and AI. It was the only thing that folks wanted to chat about. It was really striking to me how far we've come in such a short amount of time. Big conversations were around how to better communicate with donors, how to create better content, how to improve workflows, and also what does it mean for my job? Um, I want to make a couple quick points here, but we also did a full hour-long session on AI last Tuesday. You can always check out links to the previous webinars, and we'll post them below as well. On what it means for my jobs, I actually think that we are entering over the next 5 to 10 years, what could be a golden era for nonprofits and a golden era for nonprofit jobs. It's a little bit counterintuitive, but there are a few different things happening here. One is that AI is actually much better at training folks for a job than it's ever been before. And so as we hit mass retirements, it is also the case that a lot of you will be able to step up into leadership roles because you're using active AI coaches to be a much better manager, leader, donor support or donor liaison than you ever could be before because you don't have a world-class tutor in your pocket. And so I think you'll see higher skills in the workforce, and that will generate a lot more opportunities for folks as well. The second thing is that if you believe that AI will make the economy more efficient and more effective, what you will see is a rise in overall well-being, a rise in overall corporate profit, and a rise in overall free time as people have to work less to accomplish significantly more outcomes. Now, obviously, there will be tremendous disruptions here, but if you follow that thread for nonprofits, what you will think about is a lot more people interested in volunteering and working with you to help find their mission and meaning. So I imagine a boom in volunteerism, probably starting in 2 years and extending as far as the eye can see, and also significantly larger gifts, right? As a lot of people are generating enormous wealth in the AI era, you'll see a huge rise in major giving. It makes getting smart about non-cash gifts more important than ever. So please, please stay on that. I know this has been a long update, but I want to add two more things here. One is that a lot of folks at the conference are getting ready for DAF Day, which is October 9th. And then just as many people are getting ready for Make a Will Month, which is in August. So it's a lot of all hands on deck moments getting ready for Make a Will Month, which is the biggest planned giving event of the year. If you are open to it and interested, we are doing a webinar at noon tomorrow Eastern, tomorrow being Tuesday, June 17th, 2025. And we'll do a whole dive on how Make a Will Month got so big and how to use it to generate millions of dollars in planned gifts for your organization. So have a wonderful week and look forward to speaking with you all very soon.